Any what if it wasn't for injury list that you find on the internet will include Brandon Roy, who only ended up playing in 6 NBA seasons because of knee problems. Other notables on those well-documented lists, of course, include Bill Walton, Yao Ming, Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, and Derrick Rose. In the late 2000s, Roy was brought up frequently in future face of the league conversations. Some felt he was on his way to battling with some of the other younger superstars in that era, such as Kevin Durant, Rose, Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul for that label. Both Kobe Bryant and Ron Artest had each said at different points that Roy was the toughest player they ever had to guard. Kobe had said that in 2010. Years later, when asked about the toughest players he ever had to guard, he did mention others, including Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, and Tracy McGrady. The best words to describe Roy's game were polished, smooth, and cerebral. At that time, offensively speaking, he was the modern version of Walt Frazier in many ways, although Frazier was a way more stifling defender. Frazier, for those unfamiliar, also had that cool, calm, and collected play style, someone that dissected defenses with a blend of patience, finesse, and silkiness. In today's game, we see that from guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, James Harden, and Jalen Brunson, although they all have better footwork than Roy had and are savvier and craftier with the ball. Initiating contact was a key component of Roy's game, as was his playmaking. Most impressive, perhaps, was that in both the 2007-08 and 2008-09 seasons, Roy averaged over 5 assists and under 2 turnovers per contest. Interestingly enough, he and his Blazers teammate Steve Blake were the only 2 players to do that in both of those 2 seasons. He had a solid pull-up mid-range jumper and was an adequate three-point shooter, although this certainly was not an elite aspect of his game by any means, shooting 34.8% from beyond the arc in his career. He was one of the few guards in that era who could take his man into the post and score over the top with little jump hooks and turnaround jumpers. At 6'6", he had good size to score over many of his defenders, and he had a very soft touch. Overall, before his knees gave out on him, Roy was a fun player to watch because of those aforementioned traits. What also made him special was that he was super clutch. Between 2006 and 2010, Roy took the 5th most shots in the final minute of regulation or overtime, with a chance to tie the game or take the lead, making 24 of those 55 attempts. That 43.6% shooting percentage in those time and score circumstances was 4th best among the 26 players who took at least 30 of these shots in that span. He was at the center of one of the wildest endings in NBA history. On November 6, 2008 against the Rockets, he put Portland on top with a turnaround fadeaway jumper with 1.9 seconds left in overtime. Yao responded with a go-ahead three-point play for the Rockets, and then Roy came through again with a winning triple at the buzzer off the inbounds pass. Roy had another game winner against Houston on December 5th, 2009. This one a driving layup with 3 seconds left. He also hit winners against the Knicks on February 8th, 2009, and against the Wizards on March 19, 2010. His most memorable regular season performance came on December 18, 2008 against Phoenix, when he erupted for a career-best 52 points. He made 14 of his 27 floor shots, including going 5 for 7 from three-point range, and went 19 for 21 from the free throw line. He had a few outstanding playoff performances as well, despite never getting out of the first round. One of them occurred after injuries had already taken a major toll on his body. In Game 4 of Portland's first-round series against Dallas in 2011, he scored 18 of his 24 points in the fourth quarter to help the Blazers overcome a 23-point deficit to even up the series at 2 apiece. The Mavs would go on to win this series in 6 games, however, and ultimately capture the NBA title that season. That was Roy's last season in Portland. He sat out the following year before making a comeback with the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2012-13 season. He was not permitted to return to the Blazers after they had amnestied him the year before. He would only end up appearing in 5 games with Minnesota before having career-ending right knee surgery. All in all, in his 6 NBA seasons, He was a 3-time All-Star, won the Rookie of the Year award in 2007, and came in 9th in MVP voting during the 2008-09 campaign. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.